Thank you for joining us at Toy Fair University. Up next, we have The Power of Playful Retail with Tami Murphy. Tami?
All right. Hi, I'm Tami Murphy, and I'd like to introduce Amy Saldanha from Kitty Wampus Toys, and we are here to talk about playful retail. So what you'll see is we're going very analog. We're standing, we're energetic because play is energetic, and the no cards because we're all a little bit brain dead by this day in Toy Fair. So, Amy?
Absolutely. First off, who do we have here? Do we have, if you're a vendor, can you raise your hand? We just want to know who we're talking to. No vendors in the audience.
Anyone with products that they're selling? No?
Couple. Do we have retailers in the room? Specialty retailers, independent toy store owners? Perfect. Awesome. Okay, we're talking to our people.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
All right, I love it.
People are here.
All right. So for the next 20 minutes, we're going to break down into what your customers actually value, how your stores deliver it, and what you can do going home the day after you get back from Toy Fair to create some of these changes within your local store. Okay. Let's go.
All right, let's go. All right. So we all know that you as specialty, you can offer things that others can't. So let's lean into that, right? You have a store that can and should be, and probably is, playful already. And what we're going to do right now is look at who is shopping at your store. Astra did a really great shopper insight report, and it was fantastic to sit. And I was lucky enough to quietly sit behind the scenes. They didn't see me, but watch talking to these loyal specialty shoppers. And we want to figure out what drives them into specialty. Why are they shopping at your store and not online or not at one of the mass markets? And there are three things, key things that we want to tell you about. And the first is what they want is open-ended play. They do not want scripted play. They do not want screens. What they do want is open-ended, creative, imagination. They want to touch on what makes kids tick, keep them problem solving, and get them social.
Look, Amazon and big box stores are great and they have their purpose. But if you've got a new IEP, if you've got a good report card, if you've just been to the doctor, if grandma's in town for a visit, you are never going to the Amazon homepage. You're coming to a specialty toy store where we're going to make you feel like the best you've ever been, make grandma feel like the coolest grandma ever, and kids can actually touch and feel and play with toys that we personally have vetted, recommended, tested, and stand behind. So it's part of the experience.
Great segue, because the other thing we learned about them is they trust you. You are their neighborhood toy store, so they assume you've done all the vetting and curating for them. So what they can do, sure, I can get online, and I, of course, you know, Amazon is the Google of product search now, right? I can go on and I can say I want a game for 8-year-old boy. And what's popping up? A whole bunch of stuff. So now we've got to start scrolling. And then we've got to start reading reviews. Well, your shoppers in specialty don't need to do that because they think, and they're right, you've done that for them. You had vetted and curated all this product, and they trust you.
Yeah, it happens every day in our stores, right? Someone comes in, I need a game for an 8-year-old. Not just any game, you want the best of the best games. We've tested them all. Let's take you and let's do a little demo play so that you can get excited about it, learn how to play it, and look like a hero to your grandchild.
Right, and if you're a vendor, and I think we have one vendor who raised his hand over there, this is important because when a specialty store puts your product on the shelf, it's their stamp of approval. It's them giving you the okay, we believe in your product, we've talked about your product, we've learned about your product, and we're going to put it on your shelf. And frankly, it's better than any online ad to the specialty shopper.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as toy store owners and employees, we're seen as an independent force, right? This is what we've been doing for the past 3 days at Toy Fair, is walking through, trying to find the best of the best. Retailers, the word of mouth is second only to the mom network, right, in terms of word of mouth. We're all texting each other, go to this booth, there's this great toy. Look underneath the table, there's this toy that they're thinking about coming to market. Can we advise them? Can we help them on it? So I think independent specialty toy owners are really involved in the curation of toys, toys, but also even in the life cycle of bringing certain toys to market. We know what kids need, we know what they love, we know what parents and grandparents want, and we are a massive part of that ecosystem.
All right. And the third thing you want to know about your shoppers is they love to shop local. And this isn't just a nice have for them. It is part of their identity. And the other exciting thing about it, and I think shocking thing to a lot of us, is they expect nothing back from you. There is no give and take here. They just know you're a specialty store and you're part of their local community, so they want to support you. One of the things that was interesting that came up was someone said, listen, Target doesn't need my money, but my local toy store, that makes a difference. And I think it's because you're part of the community, right? But when they do see you giving back, it is the emotional tug to them going, oh, I love that. They are supporting our community. So you're tying into their emotions there, and it makes them even feel that much better about shopping within your store.
Absolutely. I mean, I think our customers are not only raising kids, they're very conscious and intentional about the businesses that they support. One of our 3 stores is actually on Main Street, and we hear all the time, we care what's on our Main Street, we want you here, we need you here. And they know that's not just because it's a fun toy store, it's because Kitty Wampus, like all other specialty toy stores, is there when they need a donation for the school auction. We give kids their first jobs. We are the safe place for kids to bike to in the summer. We are just part of the neighborhood fabric, right? We amplify the nonprofits and civic groups. We make things better in our local town. We're community gathering spots. We're places where parents can come and meet with each other and have that moment of connection. We provide the experiences that families can have together that are absolutely screen-free. The memories, all the magic of childhood, that's what we do every single day.
All right, so now we've talked about what they value. So now we're going to talk about how you are going to deliver it. And basically, it's touch, feel, and discover.
Absolutely. I mean, this is where we can do something that big box and Amazon, any kind of online retailer just cannot replicate, right? The fact that you can come in and test out our toys, the fact that our employees understand, know what we sell, and usually love it. If they don't, they will tell you that too, and that's also very authentic. I mean, that's where you're going to get that interaction. Independent toy stores are known for having demos of lots and lots of toys. We love them as toy store owners because that trains our employees. It also gives kind of a once in a lifetime experience for a consumer to really test something out and decide whether they think that their child's going to love it. One of the things that always cracks me up at Kitty Wampus when I walk around and there's a child playing with a demo toy and the parent will say, "We have that at home," and I always say, "Do they play with it? Do they play with it at home?" "Oh, they haven't for a little bit." I'm like, look, put it away, bring it back out. This is the magic, right? Sometimes it's something that they already have that they've kind of forgotten about. I mean, that in and of itself is educational, right? Love it.
Right. So this is your store. Your store, a specialty, is an open-ended toy, right? It's where people go and they discover. The moms actually get to see the kids react in real time to what you're putting out. For vendors, this is, and I know this is samples. I can't say it enough. Put the samples in their hands. Samples, samples, samples. At best, it means the sample is getting on the showroom floor and it's out where customers can play with it. At minimum, it means the staff gets to play with it. And again, that goes back to the trust factor, right? Moms are coming in, they trust your retailers. You're their person, you're curating for them, you know you. So get the samples in their hands. And in addition to samples, you really want to educate them on your product. If you can, give sales points, to them. So the more the staff knows about your product, the more they talk authentically to any mom, grandma, aunt, or those lovely uncles and grandparents who come in saying help. So it gives them that authentic. So engage in that.
Absolutely. And we've seen vendors do something, it doesn't have to be a high resource or an expensive process. We've seen vendors include a demo or a sample and also just a link to a YouTube video that maybe wasn't even made by the vendor. That can work too. Whatever's really easy, whatever we can do during downtime. Our employees love toys. That's why they work at toy stores. And a lot of them will just get on, YouTube or something and they'll figure it out on their own. But any resources that you can provide, there's just no, it's the best.
I will say, I remember one lady saying when we were doing this research, she said, you know what, when I walk into a toy store, and the employees are playing something. And think about, like, I can't even imagine walking into a mass market and seeing, you know, someone who works the floor playing, because that's not what they do, right? But the mom walks in, sees your employees playing with something, which I've been in your store, they do it. So it's social proof that you're really not just talking the talk. You guys walk the walk. You play with the games. You're playful, right? So also that's another important thing. Make your stores playful. I was telling Amy before this, something that I didn't put in my note cards was, the other thing was, make your store discovery. Don't keep it the same all the time, right? And this might mean, I'm not saying necessarily inventory turn, I am saying re-merchandise it. You know, if the play section or whatever section used to be up front, move it around, put it over here, because the moms say it's fun because we bring our kids. It's discovery, it's play. And if it's the same way every time, I mean, when I walk in the grocery store, I want to know where to find the bread, get in, get out, off I go. But when I go to a specialty toy store, I want to discover, I want to walk through. And if I go there often enough and it's the same time every, time, that gets a little stale. So you need to keep it fresh and keep re-merchandising.
Yeah. And I also think that when you're playing on the sales floor, one, time goes faster, employees love it, and it really changes the atmosphere in the store. Okay, so here's a question for the toy store owners in the room. Do you need to talk to your manager when you walk in, or can you get a feel for the vibe just by walking in and making eye contact with your employee? Yeah. I always tell my manager, 5 seconds, I can tell you what's going on here. I might not know the details of who, what, or why, but I can tell you when the vibe's off, right? When you walk in and you're like, somebody's having a bad day, what's going on here, right? For us, because we are experiential, we are the experience, we are what people are wanting, right? In a fast-paced world where everybody's got a million errands to run and everything else. So when you have your employees consistently playing, when that's part of their job and also something that they love because you've got the right people there, the vibe in your stores is fun, playful, energetic, and it showcases what you do best, which is play, right? I mean, it just kind of goes around, and your employees will have a lot more fun. Of course, we also, we have to have employees to do everything. They have to sticker things, they have to clean the toy, all that kind of stuff. But if they're toy people and you allow them to play, that brings itself a little natural energy that really changes kind of the vibe of the store.
And can we talk about, and specifically, I'm just putting you on the spot because you're the store owner.
Of course.
What kind of extras? I mean, we all know about gift wrapping, right? Gift wrapping, it's why I started shopping with little kids as a specialty store, because I grew up in rural Ohio. We didn't have a toy store.
Yeah.
We had a Toys R Us about an hour away. But when I first was a mom and I went into a toy store and she offered wrapping, I was like, what? You're going to wrap it for me? Oh my God. And you just think about it. It was fantastic. So we all know about the wrapping at this point, right? Even me. What other extras at your store are, I'm talking birthday boxes, birthday parties, events, all that whole thing?
Oh my gosh, a million things that we do every day, right? So part of it's the curation, it's the training of the employees, it's also birthday bins. We, at Kitty Wampus, we love a good event. We do birthday parties. We can think up an event. I haven't had my Lego meeting and came away with 24 events. I'm sure my staff is not going to be excited to hear that. But think about micro occasions. What can you celebrate? How can you get people in? Stuffy sleepovers. We're doing a leprechaun trap event. Anything you can do that's fun and whimsical, that's what parents want. That's what we need as parents, right? Because the world is a little rough right now. And if you can go something and have fun, whether it's $5 or free or $10, that is going to be a driver. It also amplifies the best parts of your store. You're about the wonder and joy and magic of childhood and going somewhere and having a great time.
And for the vendor in here, if you can, create an event kit, right? But create it so it's all-inclusive. There's no work, no brain power, nothing going on at the store level for you. It's simple. I give it to the store. They follow steps 1 through 5 and boom, event in a box, right? So
yeah, we're starting to see
support
this
that
more
way.
and more with vendors, and it makes our lives so much easier. Manhattan Toys is relaunching Groovy Girls. I have to have a launch party because it's Groovy Girls. So I'm working with them. I haven't actually approached them. That's my next stop to say, like, what can we do, right? How can we help you launch this? But we go to vendors all the time and say, is there something that we could do? We want to have a party. We have a kooky idea. 10 years ago, vendors were not looking for that. Now they're like, kooky, that could play on social media, that could possibly go viral, that could have some energy, which is what we're all looking for. So we've got vendors that are starting to support us in these ways. It does not have to be expensive at all. Sometimes it can be as easy as a couple giveaways. Maybe there's one giveaway. There's a script. There a quick little activity like Gund did. TGTG we launched with Gund. They're forever friends. It was one of the best event kits I've ever seen. We were able to just look so good and polished in front of our customers. Everyone loved it. They had a little giveaway bear. We added some tattoos. We made Valentines. It can be super, super easy. And in fact, I think easy is probably the best. So if you have questions about that, ask your retailers, because they're looking for ways to have events, vendors, and retailers. We should be talking to vendors saying, I want to launch this. I want to add some energy to your brand. What can we do that's cost effective and scalable? The other thing about us as specialty toy store owners is that we all know each other. We're all watching each other's social media. So you get a few of us on board, bam, we're all in it, right?
All right, so now we know what our shoppers, what they value. We know from the store level kind of how they do it. Let's talk about how you're going to reach these specialty shoppers, because they do want to hear from you. This was surprising to me. They do want to get emails from you. Oh my gosh. Email is not dead, even though every year I hear someone go, email's dead, email marketing. Well, no, email marketing is not dead. They do want to hear from you. They want to hear from you on social media. They want to see you out there. But here's the thing. What do they want? They want new products. They want events. And they want discounts. And we're going to talk about it. They want discounts.
Yeah.
But they want it in a playful manner. Please do not do a video where I have some new products coming into the store. We've got this great new water. They don't want that. They want, oh my God, they want to see Henry from Kitty Wampus with zip string, like running through the store and being ridiculous and silly and playful. That's what they want, because that's what they react to. You need to reach their play values in your content.
Absolutely. And this is where social media might be good for every company, but it is absolutely the best for us, because when I opened Kitty Wampus 20 years ago, if I wanted to get the word out, I could take out an ad in the local magazine. It was like $3,000. That was more than my rent. It was not happening. It was probably more than my operating costs for a month at the time. But through social media over time, I can reach customers in a way that is authentically mine. And what people are craving, right, is authenticity, quirky, fun, behind-the-scenes stuff. That is what we do in our stores every day, all day. That is who we are. That's what we do. That's our heart and soul. We can amplify and showcase what we do in a way that Mattel cannot. Spin Master cannot, right? So if we just lean into that. We've also just at Kitty Wampus, we've been working really hard on our hooks. We found that we were losing engagement between 4 and 8 seconds. So we used to always start, hi Kitty Wampus, friends, blah, 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 here's what we do. Now we realize we got to get the hook better. So our hooks are becoming things like, I just did one last week. If you've got a child between the ages of 3 and 6, this toy will change your life. And it was the Mindware new walkie-talkie set for 3-year-olds with cards on it. Oh my God, right? So all we're doing is taking the energy from this showroom when we're walking around seeing toys that are so good we have to have them, and we're just sharing that with customers. No one is talking to them like that. That is uniquely our purview because of the trust, right? Because the relationship we have with them. They want to hear from us in those ways, and this is where we can do things that no one else can.
All right, and this is the other thing they love, and you still have time because the show floor is open until 4 o'clock today. They love to see how you shop for products that you put in the store. They love to watch you curate. They love that stuff, which, I guess that goes behind the scenes. They love the behind the scenes of the store, but they love to know, listen, if you've come to this, I've been coming to Toy Fair since 2006. No joke. I'm like, okay, here we go again. It's like, it's so old hat to me. and I take it for granted. But then when I have someone new here with me and they've never been to Toy Fair, it's like being a little kid walking into a toy store. It's magical, this place. We play for a living, for goodness sakes. You know, so bring them into your world. Let them get a glimpse of this world that, you know, you all know. I am Santa's helper. My nieces and nephews, like, I wish they would stop thinking about this with me because they always expect things from me. But it's part of the magic, right? They love it. They're like, Aunt Tammy, what do you have? What do you see? And I'm like, I didn't bring anything for you this time. I'm sorry. But I'll tell your mom what to get for you. But, you know, bring them into that. Let them experience that magic.
Absolutely. And the best way to do this is think if you're ever on your store floor, if you say to a child, oh, I'm going to Toy Fair next week, you're probably thinking, I got orders to write, I got open to buy, where's my money? How am I going to do this? A kid is going to, wait, what? Toy Fair? So, oh yeah, it's a convention center. It's filled with toys. And we start at the back and we go all the way through. The kids are right with you because it is absolutely magical, right? In what other career could you get asked? Do you know the Easter Bunny? Does the Tooth Fairy shop with you? Do you know Santa Claus? I mean, what we do is absolutely magic. There are days when it probably feels less magical, right? No one needs to know how the sausage is made, but we can carry that joy with us, and that is kind of our persona, so why not lean into it?
All right, and so the other thing I mentioned was discounts. They do love discounts, but here's the cool thing. They like cash discounts. They don't care about percentages. So if you tell someone, I'm going to give you $5 cash back for a $100 purchase, or you say, I'm going to give you 10%, they're going to take the $5. And I will tell you for any, well, we don't have vendors here, or we do have one. I discovered this years ago. I ran a program where I offered my stores, you guys, sorry, I'm going to spill the tea here. It's the same thing. I offered free freight, or I offered, I think it was like a 15% discount or something. And at the time, believe it or not, that was more than freight. Freight wasn't as expensive as it was now. And almost every time they took the free freight, I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm giving you more money if you take the percentage off, but free freight. So it's the same thing with your loyal shoppers. Give them $5 cash on $100. Don't give them 10%. You know, one's a better deal on their front, but they're going to take the $5.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. And of course, we always have to be careful that we don't train our customers to wait for the sale, right? So we have to be clever about it. I think we navigate that every day. Yeah.
Don't be that K vendor. You know who I'm talking about, where we never shop unless we have their cash dollars in our pocket.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you train your customers. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we talked about all this, but let's be honest, your loyal shoppers do shop elsewhere. I know. But why do they shop elsewhere? That's the thing, and that's where you can overcome. So they do it because convenience and speed. They do it because they want a specific licensed product that you may not carry, or they have a real time scarcity, right? They've got 3 kids, 2 are in car seats, and 1 is in a booster seat, and they got to unstrap all 3 kids. They got to go into your store. Your store, they do not get in and out of quickly because it's fun. But they know I can go to Target, I can go to Walmart, I'll strap those kids in, I'll like zoom through, and I get through, you know, the fast checkout, and out I go. So how do we overcome these objections? And I'm gonna give you some ideas, and you can tell me what you do.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Online ordering. If you do not have a website yet that people can online order from you, it is time. Do it. And I think you do that.
It's table stakes. You have to have it. And the other thing is that if you have online ordering, because so much of the toy market right now for us is up in trend areas, and it gives you access to a national audience. I can tell you within 20 minutes when a Jellycat sells out nationally, you get all the orders until you're sold out, right? Certain trend items that you can't get anywhere else. So you got to do, I think about, I'm shocked to say this, but as of last fall, about 25% of our sales are now online. And we didn't really go after that business. We just had the right product, and we had the capability, and we went after it. Also, in-store pickup to that mom with the, don't go to Target. I'm going to run it out, darling. I'm going to put it right in there. It's going to be gift wrapped. I'm going to put it in your passenger seat, right? So in-store pickup is another good one.
Yeah, curbside pickup, buy online.
Absolutely.
Pick
And
up
then,
in
of course,
store.
yes, having a great loyalty
Yeah.
program is really important
Loyalty
as well.
program.
Yes.
Right. And the other, do you do text when it arrives? Like if someone's waiting on something to come, do you have a list of people and then you send out a mass test like, oh my God,
Absolutely.
the newest jelly cats are
Yes.
in. Come now before they're gone.
Yeah. And
Okay.
good luck. Yeah. You're going to have to be here very quickly. Yes, for that. I think the loyalty program is interesting too. It used to be that loyalty programs were just a point basis and you got something at a certain reward. Now we're seeing the gamification where our customers really want to engage with our loyalty program. So there are platforms that make it really easy for them to get points when they're interacting with us on social media, when they're commenting, when they're liking, when they're engaging, when they're on our website. I mean, that's becoming a little bit more possible for us as small business owners, and it can't come fast enough.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up real quick, and then we're going to have some question and answer if you have it. But first, I want to say all this comes from Astra Shopper Insight. So if you're not an Astra member, maybe think about it. And if you are, you have access to this report. I have to be honest, I don't know how the heck you get it, but I know I have it and can share it with anybody here. So if you want to see me after, give me your email address. I'll shoot you the report. It was fascinating, right? What's smarter than getting in the brain of the people who love to shop in your store and figuring out the why and when? So here's what I want you to do, though. Action items that we're going to send you off with. I want you, when you go back to your store, I want you to walk in as if you're your customer, right? Walk into the store, put your manager hat down, put your owner hat down, walk in and walk the store as your customer it is. Where is it engaging? Where is it inviting play? Where is it giving you energy? And where are you kind of losing people and it becomes quite stagnant? So walk the store. Even better, maybe find a trusted, loyal shopper, or as we like to call them, get an evangelist. If you turn your loyal shoppers into evangelists for your store, which is part of enacting all this play experience.
Absolutely.
But walk it with them. Get them to be brutally honest with you and say, I love this, but boy, I do not like this in your store. So walk your store. And I also want you to look at your marketing. I want you to see if it's playful. Are you delivering deadpan, kind of flat stuff, or are you Henry from Kitty Wampus? And I'm like saying, I'm a hugest fan of Henry.
He has a lot of fans at Toy Fair.
Yeah. So he was here.
He's a big deal, yes.
So go on Kitty Wampus Instagram and watch Henry and the rest of your staff. They all do a great job. You do a great job.
That's very kind.
You bring all the energy. So I want those are two action items that I really come out and get those things. Do you have anything?
I will give you one other action item, and it is this. If you're not into social media or you don't want to do it or it's not your thing, hire a teenager. For one, they're all digital natives. They love it. They're so much faster. They will get it. And the energy that teenagers bring to your store, yes, they're a little, day late and dollar short. I get that. They take a little more time to manage. They will bring an energy level. It's their first job. They're so excited to be there. They understand social media. They can amplify your social media efforts and really transform them in a week.
Okay. All right. So I think we have time for that one last thing that we maybe weren't going to talk about, then we maybe were,
Yeah,
but let's
got
do
like
it.
2 minutes. Go
Okay.
for it.
So this is, all right.
Yeah.
So this is a bit of a heavy lift. So this isn't for everyone. But the one thing we did find out in the Shopper Insight is new parents. They are ripe for the taking, I got to tell you. To make your customers, you make them your customers, they're there for a decade or longer, right? Especially if it's their first child and then they have multiple. They're with you for a long time. But here's the problem. They don't know you exist. And if they do know you exist, they think you're way too expensive. They're new parents. They have to buy diapers. They have to maybe buy formula. They have to, the cost of new parenting, we all know because, there's expectations. You got to have the boppy. You got to have the pillows. You got to have everything. So they don't know you exist or they think you're too expensive. What you can do to reach them is through child development, right? Your social media, do the reach out, give them the information they want because they want to know how their child is growing and how to foster the proper development. They have all the same values as our loyal shoppers. They just need to be told, like, come into the fold. We've got you, right? So I think local pediatricians host events about child development in your store, host baby showers maybe. whatever you can do to reach those new parents, and honestly, not for everyone, but if you are looking for something new to kind of a big task to pick up, new parents are there.
Yeah, absolutely. I would end on that and say I think that is, it's the most lucrative demographic because you keep the people the longest. But we all have, we have grandparents who come in who are retired teachers and they'll say, I'm working on fine motor, 3 to 5 year old, or I've got social emotional. They will give you the language because they know it. Parents are looking for that same thing. They just don't know the wording to use, and we do. So we can easily bridge that gap because in specialty, we know that toys are the tools kids use to learn and grow.
Yes, and the other thing they know is those shoppers play from day one. They know play is the job of childhood, and they know that. So, all right, I think that's it. Thanks.